It smells like victory on this corner. It smells like victory. I love the smell of Donald Trump in the morning. Okay, we guys, chat. We're gonna do a clean sweep. I haven't been following the chat here because I got my hands full. I got my flag, I got my megaphone, I got my MAGA hat, and I got my. Hopefully we're not buffering. I hope we're not buffering. God forbid. I did clean up my memory a little bit today. Somebody's really honking their horn over there. Oh, here comes a real siren. The cop told us not to use our siren. So we're gonna clean off the corner here. Hold on, bro. Oh yes, we're here to tell you. Gentleman is a nice American there. Nice American. So check this out. This is now Patriot Corner. Patriots own this corner. This is the Patriot Corner. Patriot Corner. Another victory for the Patriots.
Wait.
We outlasted the opposition. You guys see any fucking opposition on this corner? Hell no. You see a Patriot on this corner? Hell yes. We love Donald Trump. Patriots prevail. Patriots own this corner. This is America. I claim this corner on behalf of American patriots. We love America. We're going to go claim another corner of America. This is Patriot Corner. God bless Donald Trump. God bless ICE. God bless American patriots. We love Donald Trump. Patriots rule this part of America today, right now. Oh yeah. Here we go. All right, you guys, we just took out one corner. Now we're going to take down another corner. Check this out. We're going to claim victory for the Patriots. So we're now on the, what's this, the southeast corner? This is American Patriot territory. God loves Donald Trump. God loves ICE. Patriots rule this corner. This is a Patriot Corner. All socialists go home. There is no opposition to patriotism here on this corner. Patriots rule America. Resistance is futile. Patriots will always outlast. All right, that's 50%, guys.
Wait.
I know people think, oh, you're just being stupid out there. Hell no. We're wiping out the competition. We're outlasting them, and we're out-messaging them. That's what the First Amendment is all about. It's called a freedom of expression, freedom of speech. We got one more lone protester. She better get out of there by the time I get over there. She's going to get a little dose of MAGA. Dose of MAGA. Dose of MAGA coming. Better get on it. You better go, girl. Let's see if she goes before MAGA gets there. We've got this. This corner's under control right here. It had many socialist leftist protesters. That corner's under control. It had many socialist leftist protesters. We're going to now go take over one more corner and claim it. We're going to claim it a victory for protesters. We're going to claim a victory for America. We're going to claim America strong. God loves Donald Trump. Patriots love Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. I love legal immigrants. I love deporting illegal immigrants. I love telling illegal immigrants that they can self-deport and come back here legally. Yeah, right there, buddy. You got it. Exactly. Guy came up to me with a big-ass truck like he's going to intimidate me. Try it, try it, try it. Iceman bounces like a rubber ball, baby. I'm like a rubber ball. We love the police. We love law enforcement. God bless law enforcement. All right, we got this corner too.
Wait.
So guess what? We got that corner, we got this corner, and we got this corner. And we got a few more people on the other corner, and that's it. We're going to clear them out. Clear them out. Looks like the Patriots are getting ready to hit the road. So we just wanted to do one more trip around the intersection here. How you doing, young man? Good, good. All right, guys, that's about it. We got 250 people. Thank you for watching the Iceman's chat. I'm going to walk over to this one more corner, and we're going to declare a total supreme victory. It took us about as long to wipe out this corner as it took Donald Trump to remove the dictator of Venezuela. So we work very quickly and efficiently. We got one more person over here. These people are nice, so I'm going to leave them alone. They're actually just kind of neutralizers. They're neutral people.
We love Donald Trump.
How are we doing, guys? Do we think we can declare victory today? Victory today? You feel like we smell victory, bro?
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
They called the cops and everything.
The cop.
The greatest country this side of heaven. Yes, sir.
Yeah. They hate the cops so much, but they love to call them.
All right, guys, I think we can call this good. All right, hey, I'll see you guys next time, right? Thank you for the gloves. I'm gonna take tonight off because I'm going skiing tomorrow, but I'll be back Monday or Thursday.
Take the night off too. My throat is fucking.
Hey, it turns out that there's a Merkley has 2 town halls, one in Multnomah County, which is in North Portland, and then the one I told you about on Friday at 12:30.
Yeah, send them to me, and I'll sign up for both of them.
I think I did. Yeah, me too. All right, guys, good job, Patriots. We love you guys. Hell of a job. What do you got there? Appreciate you. Yeah, I'll hand them out to the libtards that need them. All right, dudes. I'll see you later.
I don't think it was the noise. Love you, Iceman.
God bless America. Well, actually, this little old lady in the blue, we ended up having a good conversation, so she's not all bad.
Bye.
All right, bros. All right, you guys. Back to the Batmobile. I might have to call it the Trumpmobile. Oh, that was a good day. God, I feel invigorated. Plus, I got some exercise in. One thing about this, I get my 10,000 steps in, I'll tell you that much. So, I had my gloves on today too, which is nice. Kept me kind of warm. The fog has finally started to break through here. Finally starting to break through. Oops, I don't think I locked my car. Oopsie. You think they stole my Trump mask out of the trunk? Nope. You still got Tim Walz, and we still got Trump. So let's put the good old megaphone. Got a good use of that today. We had to explain to the Hillsboro police how we use the megaphone effectively to convey our First Amendment right. We're going to try to get my flag folded up in a semi-decent fashion. When I get home, I'll give it a proper folding. It's not going to touch the ground though. All right, we're going to put the MAGA hat back for another day. We're going to keep the MAGA shirt on. I don't know if you guys can see this. It says, Oregon loves Trump. You see my big belly? Oregon loves Trump. All right, this is Iceman, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm not going to turn it off yet. I'm going to get in the car and I'll read the chat, see what comments you guys have. But what I love about this is they all leave and we always stay until the end. So it's like we clear them out. We wait until all the libtards leave, and then it's Patriot territory once again. That's the way America will all be one day. It'll just be loyal, patriotic Americans here who support the president, who support the government, who support legal immigration, and support the deportation of illegal immigrants. Okay, now I got to go buy some gas, and thanks to Donald Trump, the price of gas is down. So that'll be nice, because gas ain't cheap over here in Oregon with all the taxes they're trying to put on. For those of you who don't know Oregon, they tried to have they tried to sneak a gas tax in without letting people vote on it, and then they used the initiative and referendum process to get it on the ballot, And now the governor is trying to have it removed from the next ballot because she doesn't want that to be on the ballot when she's running for re-election. And it was her whole deal. She got it done in a special session. She called the legislature back and went through this whole rigmarole to try to get this thing passed, which they did. And then they got it opposed, and she just acted there was so much lack of transparency. Like, I don't know how people can actually support this government. And if you heard me today, I challenge people. I kind of use the Charlie Kirk mentality, like, prove me wrong. Tell me when I'm not telling you something that is factually correct. All right, let's see what we got here. We're at Burgerville. All right, good afternoon, Iceman. Good afternoon. Okay, I'm checking the chat for the first time. Yeah, they hate the sirens. Well, I only use the siren when that lady used the siren on me, so I sirened her back. My siren is like 3 times stronger than hers, maybe more. Thank you for all you're doing. Yeah, we love this out here. They won't think about it. They'll listen to Whoopi. Yeah, fuck Whoopi. I actually like Whoopi in that movie Ghost. Ghost is like one of my favorite movies. Not a favorite movie, but I really like that movie. And I like Whoopi when she plays the spiritualist in that movie. That's pretty funny. They need a new hobby. Yeah, I think they're all going back to the nursing home right now to play backgammon or something, or do macrame. So we're out of here. 272 people. I'll keep you guys on if you want to for a while. We'll debrief a little bit, but that's the end of the protest for today. I might not be back until Thursday. I'm going to take a little bit of time off, but you guys got to wait till tomorrow will be fun, because tomorrow we're going to take a road trip up to Mount Hood, and even though it's really warm, it's going to be like corn skiing or slush skiing. We're going to try to go skiing for the first time this year. So I'm going to take you guys on a road trip. I'm going to keep the phone plugged in on the dashboard. I'll probably use a different configuration so you guys don't see my dashboard in my rearview mirror. But we're going to take a little fun trip tomorrow, and we'll probably talk a little bit of politics. But you guys are definitely going to want to check with me tomorrow. It'll probably be about 9:30 or 10. Hopefully I should be on the road no later than 10 a.m. and we'll be driving up to the mountains. So I'll live stream that. It's going to be a pretty long live stream, probably at least a couple of hours to get up there. So I'm going to live stream the road trip up to the mountain, and then I'm going to do a little live streaming of Iceman actually skiing on the ice. So that should be interesting. Hopefully I won't fall down. And I haven't skied this year at all, so it'll be my first trip to the mountain. And I haven't skied in a couple of years, actually. But skiing's like riding a bike. Once you do it, you never forget. I grew up here in Oregon. I used to ski for like 100 times a year or more. And so yeah, tomorrow's going to be a good day. Hopefully we'll have some good weather. If you can see today, it's finally, the fog is starting to break a little bit. You see a little bit of blue sky, but it was foggy most of the day today. But we didn't let the fog interrupt our counter-protesting. So thank you to Josh. Thank you to Left Coast Sparky. Thank you to Not Tina Kotek. Thank you to good old Tommy Boy. We didn't see Manny out here today, but that's cool. He's enjoying his vacation, hopefully. He'll probably be down at the ice building tonight. Tommy and Manny have both had their voices crack because they've been, protesting so much. There is so many planned events. There's like daily events, if not multiple events, all throughout just the Portland area, let alone the rest of the state. Now, I will say that most of these protests happen in Portland and Salem and Eugene, the 3 most populous cities, because that's where most of the liberals are. We're now in a city called Hillsboro, which is a suburb of Portland. It's some people call it the Silicon Valley because it's where a lot of intel operations are, and some people call it Hillsboro because they are a sanctuary city and they have a very, very high content of illegal aliens, and they know it and they encourage it. And in fact, they're spending now they've committed taxpayer money to protect illegal aliens in the community. So for example, I think it's like $60,000 they're going to give to the local Hillsboro High School to promote remote learning, so that the children of illegal aliens in high school can stay at home and do their learning from home. So they're going to spend all this money, and guess what? I don't think the people are going to do their learning from home. And the whole time, what they're not doing is they're not telling people, like, So if the federal government's going to give you $1,000 to self-deport, and then you can apply for a legal citizenship and come back, if they took that $250,000 and they gave, let's say, another $1,000 to every illegal immigrant family that said, okay, we decided, we're not going to try to, play this cat and mouse game. We're going to go back to our country, whatever country that is, and we're going to file the paperwork to come back here legally, and it might take a while, but we're going to do that. So if they took $1,000 from the local community and $1,000 from the government, then they would have $2,000, and I think the federal government gives you a plane ticket. So they would have more than enough money to go home, go back to their home country, and then follow the paperwork and do everything properly, file the paperwork, and come back to America on either a travel visa or a student visa or a work visa of some kind, and hopefully get a green card and hopefully become citizens the legal way. We don't oppose legal immigration. I want to be very clear about that. It's people that come in here and that have snuck in here and now expect to get public benefits and take jobs and put their kids in an education system that takes away from the education of American young people. And what's sad about the whole situation is I'm an old dude. It's the younger generation that we're fighting for, and they don't even know it. It's like they're fighting against their own best interest because they're being brainwashed into thinking that everybody should be allowed to be here. And yes, every human is a human. That's just circular reasoning. But not every person in America is a legal, lawful citizen in America. And as we saw just last week in our community, and I reminded these guys several times today, is that we had two very dangerous Tren de Aragua gang members who were conducting gun crimes. They had been caught many times, including out here in Washington County where we are right now, but because it's a sanctuary jurisdiction, they let them go. And they won't turn over. That's why ICE is so prevalent in these areas. Tom Homan has said if it's a sanctuary jurisdiction and they're not cooperating with federal law enforcement, then they're going to double down their presence in that area. And well, they should, because if they're not going to help get them out of the jails, then they're going to have to come into the communities, and they go into the workplaces, and they go into the schools, and they go into the communities, because they won't let them take the dangerous criminals out of the jails and put them where, deport them as they properly should be. And you think about it now, these people, these illegal immigrants, so they don't have any money, they have a public defender, so we're spending money on that. They're going through the court system, the federal court system, so we're spending money on that. They had to get medical treatment, so of course they didn't pay for that, we're paying for that. So we've already spent, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars already, and it's been less than a week, and that's just on 2 illegal aliens. And there's some estimates of 140,000 or more illegal aliens in Oregon, if you can believe that. So the problem is very prevalent, and what's terrible about Oregon government, from the local level to the county level to the state level, right up to the governor and the attorney general, is instead of providing lawful judicial options, which there are for these people, these communities are telling them, oh, you can just hide, and we'll help you hide from these evil ICE members. And these ICE people are bad, so whatever you do, protest ICE. So they have these brainwashed citizens come out here, these well-intentioned, I will say, but bleeding heart liberals who come out here and do this kind of thing like today, instead of educating them. I mean, these people are as old as I am or older, which is pretty damn old. By now, they should know the difference between something that's lawful and something that's unlawful. And a lot of these people probably grew up in the hippie generation, like the 60s and 70s, where they think, oh, wow, man, it's cool to protest. But that was the 60s and 70s, and that was a totally different situation. Now, what they're protesting are just anti-American principles. And this globalism and this sense that anybody can come here is absolutely ridiculous. We already have a housing problem. We already have a problem. We're one of the worst states in the nation for education. We have a medical and healthcare problem. We have, there are more problems than we need to deal with, and the last thing we need is more people to come here from other countries that don't belong here and have to spend our time and taxpayer dollars to adjudicate them, because eventually they're going to go back anyway. But you see this, I'll tell you what will happen with this Tren de Aragua bunch, is it'll be just like that other dude, what was that, Gabriel Ortega Garcia, or whatever his name was, who went around and down to El Salvador and back, and da-da-da-da-da. And you're going to have all these leftist congressmen and senators and congresswomen come out here. And not one of them, I have never, ever heard a politician in Oregon say out loud that, hey, there are legal options, and here they are. You can self-deport. The government has a program. You go to this website. They will send you a plane ticket and money to self-deport, and then you will be eligible to come back into our country illegally. If you get caught and you're deported illegally, you do not have the right to ever return to America. And that is misinformation. The public officials should all be arrested for giving these people misrepresentation. And they should be voted out of office by people with common sense. The problem is that common sense isn't as common as it used to be. I mean, I'll just be quite frank with you. The common sense that used to exist in America, the sense of sort of American pride and patriotism, is gone. I mean, it's fractured. It's in a million different pieces because there's so many different cultures out here. People want to do what they think is right relative to their culture in America. And the truth of the matter is that if people did come to America legally, they would have to, first you have to go through a paperwork process, then you have to go through an education process, then you have to take a test, and then finally, when all that's done and you qualify, what do? You take an oath. You take what's called the oath of citizenship. And when you take the oath of citizenship, you basically rebuke and give up all of your prior allegiances to any other foreign country. And the people that came here illegally never did that. So they come here, they don't know anything about citizenship. They don't know what their obligations are as an American citizen. And what's sad is that American citizens are willing to look the other way and not follow their laws. I mean, the laws are in black and white. The laws are made by Congress, and yet it's the congressional representatives who are mad because they didn't win the last election. So they're out here trying to teach, these people to defy the federal government just because they lost the election. Instead of saying, okay, well, we lost the election, our ideas must not be very popular, so we're going to try to see what is popular, and maybe we'll win the next election. In the meantime, we're going to have to follow the laws that Congress has set. But did they do that? No. They go out here and say, oh, well, we, defy these federal institutions, defy this, defy the president. And they just create this kind of havoc because for me, and I get worked up over this, for me, anybody that disrespects the laws of our country deserves disrespect. So if you wonder why we go out here and you guys think it's stupid and all that, we defy people who disrespect the laws of our country. And that's why we go out here with the megaphones. That's why we go out here with the phrases. That's why we go out here with the patriots. Because goddamn, if I'm going to have somebody come in and step over this country that's been in existence for 250 years now, right? Who agrees with me? Anybody? If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up in the chat here. They need a new hobby. Yeah, they do need a new hobby. All right, my chat looks like my stream is still going, but my chat is eerily silent. Why are you eerily silent, chat? 393 people. I have more people watching me drive home from the protest than actually followed me in the protests. So anyway, guys, if you're just coming in, you're with Iceman on X. Please make sure you give me a follow and maybe a like. And I also have a YouTube channel called Politics Out West. We were in Hillsboro, Oregon today, counter-protesting the group of regular protesters from 12 to 1. It's now 1:30, and we outlasted all of them. So we had a good group of protesters or counter-protesters or patriots out there. We had Left Coast Sparky. We had Josh and his wife, Raw Tactics. We had not Tina Kotex, who was busy last night. He gave us some news. He's going to start these stickers that they start stripping off from the poles in downtown. They're going to start selling them off to raise funds to buy more supplies to take down more graffiti. There was actually a serial graffiti person in Oregon today that was convicted and put in prison for 4 years for doing serial graffiti. And they should do that to some of the people, including Maceface, who are down there at the Portland building. But because the government agrees with the messages in those bits of graffiti, like all cops are bastard and kill all cops and fuck ICE and fuck Trump, because the government agrees with that, they don't even do anything to stop their to stop those protests. I mean, to stop the graffiti. I mean, so they don't even work to keep their community clean because they agree with the people that are defacing the community. I mean, it's absolutely like it's beyond comprehension to me. I mean, if you're going to be elected, you follow the laws or change the laws. What you don't do is get elected and then defy the laws without having already changed the laws. So that's my philosophy, that's my mantra, and I'm sticking to it. All right, we're going to go down to a local Kroger in Oregon is called Fred Meyer's. We're going to go to Fred Meyer and get some gas here, so you guys can hang with me if you want to. I can't believe I've got more people in here now than I had before. What are we saying in the chat? They need a new hobby. There's no where's my chatters? I got 411 people in here. You guys, there's more people now than there were before. Is the chat not working? Is that what's going on? Because for some reason I'm live, but my chat's not chatting. You guys are being silent as the lambs out there today. So there was this one guy that cracked me up. He said, "Oh, he said you're too stupid to matter," or he used the word "to." So, "to" can be spelled T-O, or it can be spelled T-W-O, or it can be spelled T-O-O. So he had the context he was trying to use it in should have been spelled T-O-O. And it was twice on his sign, and his sign was calling people stupid. And I'm like, dude, your sign is spelled wrong. That's stupid. I mean, this is an old dude. He should know better. I mean, we're taught that in like 3rd grade. And I even offered to give him a pen to fix his protest sign. But he didn't want his pen, and he didn't want to fix his protest sign. And he was just being an ignorant, I mean, the one thing about people that are ignorant and apathetic is, they don't know and they don't care. I mean, that's like the definition of ignorance and apathy. And this guy, he knew, and he still didn't care. So you just can't fix stupid. I mean, you really can't. So when people think, well, maybe you should have a dialogue. I did have a nice dialogue with one lady out there, and I felt a little bit sorry for her because at first she was complaining about the loud megaphones in her ears. And so I told her politely she should go home if that was a problem. But we ended up having a nice discussion with her, and turns out she's in sort of I wouldn't call it a neutral group, but if there's something called a central left group, and I just laid it out to her, the logic of the situation, and we actually found a couple of points that we agree on. But yeah, so there are some people who are approachable out here, and then there's the other idiots who just want to be idiots. I mean, you can't fix stupid, like I said. And a lot of people in this space, not a lot of people, but a couple of voices have risen up recently, and they said, well, you're not a journalist. And no, I'm not a journalist. I'm just a dumbass guy with a camera who goes out there to show other people what's going on in my community in America. As you guys know, we're usually at the ICE building in Portland. Tonight, the reason they protest out where we were is because it's right by the Hillsboro airport. And Hillsboro airport is an airport where they run the Black Hawk helicopter operations out of. So when they have to fly the Black Hawk over the ICE building in downtown Portland, they run it out of this operations center out here. So that's why they're protesting in Hillsboro. And this group is an organized group. They have their signs up from Indivisible Hillsboro, and I guarantee you that there is money that is flowing out of taxpayer dollars, flowing out of taxpayer hands through the city of Hillsboro and into the hands of groups like Indivisible Hillsboro. I guarantee you that some of that money that made some of those signs, and some of those signs were professionally made, that was coming from public funds. So if you live in Hillsboro, your taxpayer dollars are probably going to support these leftist socialist organizations that make these signs, and they even had their sign up there. But you know what? They don't engage you out in Hillsboro. They don't come up. They don't, for the large part, they don't debate you. They don't talk to you. When you come over them, they run away. They go to the other corner, and it's just silly. I mean, in a way, it's good because, you know, we don't have to worry about it, except that one idiot that almost, I thought he was trying to mace me or pepper spray because he pointed something at me and fog came out of it. And he does not know how close he came to getting a mouthful of mace or a mouthful of pepper spray. He does not know. And he's an asshole. He's been out there before, and he has an air horn, and he puts it right up to my ear, and he likes to turn off his air horn. The problem is, every time he does that, his air horn never works because it's out of air. So he needs to go to Costco or Bi-Mart or where I'm going here and get a new air horn. But that dude is sort of pathetic and funny. So he's pathetic person number 2 is what he is. Kind of funny when you think about it. He's an idiot. Anyway, we're just going down to get some nice cheap Donald Trump gas. Hopefully it came off one of those Venezuelan freighters that the Navy picked up out in the North Atlantic and got our gas prices down. Hell yeah. It's not cheap to gas up this beast, believe me. So we got to get gas for tomorrow's ski trip. For those guys who didn't hear me earlier, the next time I'm probably going to live stream will be tomorrow about 9:30, definitely hopefully by 10 a.m. We'll be on our way up to Mount Hood. It'll be a nice scenic drive, especially as we get up to the mountain. You're going to love this, especially if it's not too foggy. So we're going to go up here and get a little bit of gas for the ski trip tomorrow. And we're going to wear a MAGA hat, so we're going to see if we can literally knock some snowflakes off of the mountain tomorrow. Although it's pretty warm here. It was nice. There was some snow that fell last week. And yeah, last year. That's about, seems like how long it's been. So we're going here to Fred Meyer, which is also known as Kroger, which is, what the hell is this dude doing? What the fuck, man? What the fuck you doing, Jack? What the fuck you doing, Jack? Gassing up the can. Don't block the Iceman with your can, if you can. Alright, we're going to go over here to the old full serve. This dude looks like the Peace guy. Maybe that's what those Peace guys are. He looks like the gas station dude. Maybe he doubles as a gas attendant. Who knows? Let's see. Alright, I got to get out of the car, you guys. I'll be right back. Hello. One of I usually get a cold, but
Last year it was Valentine's Day when we hit the ice storm we had.
was it? Yeah, February.
The reason why I know that is because I got hit with a major sewer thing.
Oh no.
Not only dealing with the ice and snow, and I felt like crap.
Well, then you had an excuse not to buy your woman any candy or any jewelry or something. You hopefully got off the cheap. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sick, honey. Make me a sandwich.
Yeah, that was a lot too much last year.
Yeah, I remember that exactly. It's been lately.
And we may be getting that again.
Well, they say that there's no moisture in sight, so.
We haven't even had a heavy frost. Back there?
All right, thank you. You too. All right, Iceman is back. God, I got more people in here just being at the gas station than I did the whole day at the protest. So we got gas, and I had about a quarter of a tank already, and it took $53. So I got $47 in change. So yeah, that's what we got. All right, so we're ready to go. For those of you who did not hear earlier, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off pretty soon because there's nothing else going on today, except I'm going to clean out some stuff out of the back of the car, and I might live stream that. We'll see. And then tomorrow we're going to be leaving, so about 9:30 or 10 a.m. So make sure you tune into Iceman. We're going to take a trip. It's going to be different than our regular live stream. We're going to head up to Mount Hood, Oregon, and go to Mount Hood Meadows Ski Resort. And there's no more snow. Well, there's a little bit of snow, but it's melting fast. As you can see, it's all of a sudden a beautiful sunny day, which is great if you're skiing, but if it's warm, that's not so good. It makes it really slushy and wet. So I got my slushy, wet snow gear, and I haven't been skiing yet this year. I was going to go Monday, but I didn't because they weren't open all day. Usually they're open till night, until 9 p.m., but Monday they were only open till 4 p.m. And I'm going to go up. I'm not going to go up early in the morning, which is 9 a.m. Well, they open at 9, so they got two options. You can get an all-day ticket, which starts at 9 a.m., or you can get a half-day ticket, which starts at noon, or you can go night skiing, which starts at 4 p.m. So I'm going to do the half-day ticket starting at noon, and that way I don't have to get up too early and get going. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. All right, so what you guys missed today was, if you check back in the earlier part of this live stream, we were down at Hillsboro. We ran into Tommy Boy. We ran into Josh, Raw Tactics. We ran into Not Tina Kotex. We ran into Left Coast Sparky. Those are some good West Coast patriots. We gave hell to the Washington County Democrats out there protesting ICE. They go out to the airport because they don't like the Black Hawk helicopter. But the Black Hawk helicopter was not there anywhere. I've never seen the helicopter anytime we've been out there protesting. So it's just like their general protest. And it's like geriatric Tifa. They don't even really like engage with us. They just run away when we go over them. But they take up 4 corners on this busy intersection. So we just can't let them go unopposed. And I know a lot of people say, well, why are you out there? You're just antagonizing people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, I call it my patriotic duty. I'm not about to let people go out there and oppose America, oppose America's policies and principles, oppose American administration. These people basically are encouraging people to openly defy the law. They're disrespectful of American federal laws, and I won't have it. What's crazy about Oregon, for those of you who don't live here, is it's what's called a sanctuary state, and Hillsboro is one of the more prominent of the sanctuary cities. In fact, there are so many illegal aliens that we call Hillsboro Hillsburrito. Now, people in Hillsboro don't like being called Hillsburrito, especially the government, but they brought that term upon themselves because they absolutely they take taxpayer dollars, they take money from the majority to protect the minority of people who are here acting illegally. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. So anyway, that's pretty much it for today, you guys. There's not much more. I'm going to pull over here and see if there's anything going on. God, we're almost up to 500 people. That's more people than we had when we were protesting. I don't see any new comments, so maybe my chat's not working. So put your comments in the comments. And thank you for watching today. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. If you haven't already followed me, please follow me on X. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Politics Out West. And you guys have a great day. It's starting to be a beautiful day here in Oregon. So you guys have a great day. Stay safe. And this is Iceman over and out.